This is the start of week 9, I believe, of my year-long trek. Man, it's tough to get out here after 3 weeks. I'm not gonna lie about that. Man, climbs are a million times harder. My feet hurt already. It's really hard after coming home from a break, especially being home for 3 weeks in the comfort of home. That is pretty hard. But I said I was going to do something, and I'm going to try to do it. So here I am. All right, I might check back in later. I don't know. I'm not sure where I'm going to wind up tonight. Today was a tough day, like they always are. No, it's not that bad. Tight fit. I just actually passed up 2 guys going up that mountain. The old boulder's getting stronger. And I didn't want to. I was like, I'm slow myself, you know. But they were like really slow. But they did say that one of them had 2 fake knees and the other one only had 1 lung. Oh, the review this morning. It's about 10 a.m. Oh goodness, let's see if I can get this on camera. The trees. Now see, this is what I was talking about. Like in the summer I didn't have any views like this because they would have leaves all over the trees and covering everything. You can't really see it, but I can see it and it's beautiful. So yeah, the place I camped out last night, I camped in a field. And that's what happens in a field on a mountain. Lot of condensation. And so my tent, I got a new tent. I'll have to record that in a while. I don't know. It needs to dry out because it was dripping on my head. And this was like even after I wiped it. That's just something you have to learn. You have to learn about to deal with or remedy or help. But it's a single wall trekking pole tent. The Gossamer gear, the 2, I wish I would have got the 1, but because this 2 is pretty big, the footprint of it is huge, because it has to have room to, stake down, so that's that, learning how to work with that. I may still get the 1. Pretty much I'll have every single kind of gear for everything. But yeah, so far this week's been going good. I still don't know exactly what week it is. It's either 9 or 10. Could be 11. I don't know. I'll put it in whatever week it is. But my arms are already getting tired. Some things never change, right? I do have a new selfie stick, but I haven't connected my Bluetooth to the little thing. So I was going to do that when I get down to Hot Springs. I could potentially go into Hot Springs today, but if I do that, I will have to Nero and stay in a place overnight, and it's looking like the cheapest one. I could either camp, and I don't want to pay to camp. Like, and camp here. So what I was thinking of doing is staying at the shelter that's right before Hot Springs tonight. And then it'd be like 2 miles into Hot Springs. And shower at a hostel. I don't need to do laundry. I'll get extra good and stinky out there. Before I hit the next hostel. And there I'll do laundry. And I'm gonna Nero at the next one. It's like nature's something or other. Because that day that I hit, it's supposed to rain all day. And so that's a better plan, and it saves me some money. My first actual zero isn't until the station at 19E. That's my plan, first zero. On this leg of the trip, I figured I've had a lot of zeros. I don't need to take one. And who knows even if I'll take one then. I probably will. As we all know, I'm the zero queen. But, trying to save money on this stint, since I did spend a little extra than when I wanted to on this last one. But I was dealing with learning how to backpack. So, that's that, because I want to be able to make sure I have enough money to complete this. And if you spend it all at the first, then you don't have any for the end. But that's about that. All the leaves are covering the trail, and that makes for slippery. And, but it's beautiful. It is pretty. It's nice to be able to get to see the trail in different seasons. And, I mean, I'll get to see it in all different seasons. And, except for, like, deep winter, I'm not doing that. You can forget that. So that's about it. I haven't recorded much lately. I've been trying to hike, get back into it. Yesterday I hiked like 7.5 miles in 3 hours. Who is this girl? Who am I? Maybe I needed that break. I know my ankles aren't hurting nearly as much as what they were, like, before I went home. Like, I couldn't walk correctly for a week after I got home. My ankles were hurting so bad. And then, of course, I had to get my worms cleared up. I hate saying that. They weren't, like, internal. They were in my skin. And I believe that I got them from hiking the day after Ida, when the trail was completely full and you just sloshed all through it. There must have been a infected bear scat, and the worms were just ready to cling on to the whoever. But I do have new gaiters. I sanitized all my socks. Still wearing the same shoes. So hopefully, and I'm very mindful about not touching my legs with my shoes. Because, sometimes you take a step, and sometimes on my trekking poles too. But I mean, I've always wore taller socks, so they went in through the gaiters, through the socks, and then through a hair follicle, and got in the layer or whatever in my skin. But that took forever to clear up. I had to do 2 rounds of worming to clean them up. I think they were strong worms, or larvae, whatever. So gross. But now I know what to do. I know what to look for. You never hear about people having that on the trail. I guess people are embarrassed if that happens. But it happens. The second doctor, she was actually a nurse practitioner. She told me that it's actually really common. Like, the first doctor told me it was very rare and very uncommon, which I believe that it is in the United States. But she told me it was very common, like, in other countries, and that she did a lot of she helped out, like, in Africa or some country in Africa, and she said that was like an everyday thing that she had to see. But she didn't prescribe me the correct dosage of what I needed because it's like on your weight, and she didn't prescribe me the correct dosage, and so I had to go back and get another stronger dose. So, but as soon as I got that second dose, everything on my ankle was cleaned up in like 2 days. That's how quick it cleared up. I'm heading into Hot Springs right now. Boy, I sure hope that I can get 500 miles out of these shoes, because my feet are killing me. I've only been hiking for like an hour. I think so this is like almost 300 miles out of them. My calves hurt really bad. I think it's because I didn't drink a lot of water yesterday, and I've just been using Propel, not my good electrolytes. I needed to like really load up since I just started back. I wasn't back in hiking shape like right off the bat. I think I went too fast. But man, last night a group of 12 stayed at the shelter that I camped at, and they were all like medical students. It was fun listening to their conversation. The library is on down this main road. Probably could walk on the sidewalk. Get over there. That's what I'll do. Wonder if that's the mountain we have to climb. Kind of have a feeling it is. Well, that's pretty. A little windy. Blustery through here. busy road. I made it down here to off of the Hot Springs Bridge and made it down. I stopped at Spring Creek Tavern and had some lunch, which was super filling and unhealthy. I did pack out my hummus wrap, which I should have just ate to begin with. I should have ate half of it then and half of it and said no to the french fries or cheese roll-up things. But I didn't. But I did wash my hair, but it's going to turn into a sweaty mess in about 5 to 10 minutes. As soon as I find where the trail is. Oh, here we are. And so yeah, I just went through Hot Springs. I'm kind of glad I'm not staying. I mean, I have had 3 weeks off trail, so I don't need to be staying anywhere right now. But the shower was nice. Check out my view from my campsite. It's going to be a little windy, but that's fine. Wish this tree right here was not in the way. Selfie stick. I think it would. You're gonna have to deal with me learning how to use this thing. I never got on the selfie stick bandwagon, you know, back in the day when selfie sticks got popular. I look like a potato head. I guess you do it like this. Whoa, whoa. This just seems like another hassle. And I really don't like hassles. It's hard enough for me to climb these mountains. But if it helps somebody, then it's okay. Catch back in on sunset time. This campsite better be worth it. Oh, I can push my little button now. It'd be really pretty if that tree wasn't in the way. Just saying. Okay, the sunset didn't disappoint. I enjoy laying in my tent and seeing the colors. I thought it was a mouse or something, but somebody put that there. It's like a little dog toy. That scared me. I was like, oh my gosh, it's not even moving. Foiled again. That's where all the water sources went. Behind that dam. Goodness. I hear water running out of it. But it's gross. From the bottom of whatever's in that dam. You gotta be hard pressed to get that water. Look at it. No movement whatsoever. But you could, it'd be scary to walk across that dam, but somebody has. Let me zoom out. There's a little bench. Whew. Look at the stagnant water. I see some movement. It's quiet. The trail goes on right beside it. I like how the leaves are just sitting on it, nice and still. Yes, it's net. There's a film on it, like the water, but it's still pretty. This damned old pond. Onward. that's not it. I think we just keep on walking. Yep, there's a place. Alright. I'm walking in the middle of the road. I guess the trail's on the sidewalk, but it's the same difference. It's a busy road. I heard it when I was coming down the trail. I was like, where in the world am I at? Oh well, let's see where we go. We're gonna take a left. He died on my birthday, when I was actually born. Huh, that's a long time ago. Ooh. I tried not to record because I'm like trying to go. Man, this day has been nothing but like uphill. And I knew that, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Maybe because I haven't been on the trail. It seems like, I don't know. That uphill was hard. Don't know if I'm going to make it to the 17. Oh, a rat just ran across the trail. But, here, hold on. Whew, my arm gets so tired like that. We all know that. I was just looking. I think there's a stealth spot. It's funny, it's stealth, but it's on got hooked. But a little bit before the next big climb to the next shelter that I wanted to originally stay at, and I think that will just have to do me. Because I don't want to stay at this shelter, because this shelter is like 1.5 miles away, and it's like 1. And so, there's not a lot of water in this section. Sometimes days are hard out here. I saw 2 people pass going south and 1 person going north, and she was just hiking up to the fire tower at Rich Mountain with her dog. She's like, I'll see you at the top. I'm like, I'm not going that way. All right. Maybe I'll check back in when I get to that shelter. That's a bear. Get out of here, bear. Exactly, it's going up to the trail. I don't know if you can see it, but that's bear number 4. He actually walked, or she, I don't know what it is. She walked right in front of me, because here's this privy like right on the trail, or a privy shelter right on the trail, that I thought this was the 9 mile, that I thought I might stay in or around. But Dad just told me, no, you're not staying. So now I have to get my feet in order and get to hiking some more. That's kind of freaking out. But yeah, he walked right, here's the trail to go get water, and he just walked right in front of me and just walked right up the thing, and I was like, get out of here, bear. No fear. Didn't even run, just mosey, mosey, mosey. This is a part of that North Carolina wildlife bear sanctuary. I really would like to get water. But now I'm terrified. I'm not terrified, but that one went away. Let's hope there's not a mama. Made it to this camp. It's like Paint Creek Trail Camp or whatever. I'm not feeling the bear situation. But it is what it is, and I don't even have my pole, because my poles are used for my tent. I don't have my poles to bang together if one comes around. Looks like a whole lot of bear lines are broke. Oh, but I can't make it any further. There's no other spots. I think there's one by the Allen Gap. That's another 3 miles. I could have made it. I keep hearing things. But I think that was a bumblebee. I keep thinking I'm hearing people's voices. This is one of those times I'd like to have somebody to camp with. There's a dead tree that's like looming over the campsite here, but it's like turned where it's gonna like hit this way if it falls, because it is windy. And I'm over here on this far side. This is just a bad campsite and bad area. Today was hard. And I don't have any water. I have the 5th left. And I'm just gonna nurse on that. Because I think even the other water source, I'm not gonna cook or anything. Luckily I have like wraps that I'm supposed to be eating for lunch, but I'm not eating, so I have that, and I have one of those cookies, that Larry and Lenny cookies. That's totally fine. I just had my first trail magic, where like a person stops at the Gap and sets out trays and gives you Gatorade and banana and had a trunk load of food that you could pick from, and she was nice to talk to, and I got to load off my trash. That's nice. And people who throw hike in the spring get that a lot. But people, like right now, like I just passed a flip-flopper, and I was like, there's a trail magic in the Gap if you get there quick enough. She's just like trying to help the little sporadic hikers, and that woman's eyes lit up like, oh my gosh, is there food? And I said, yeah, she has a trunk full of it. I mean, it's not like home cooked, but you know what I mean. Those cinnamon little squares were good this morning, and that banana. And flip-flopper asked me if I was through hiking, and I always get the same like deer-eyed look when I say yes. And I started early. I'm a through hiker for 22, but I started in 21. So, and I told her, I was like, yeah, it's been really nice having the trail to myself, pretty much, for the most part. And, you know, the hostels are empty. I mean, it's what the Sobos get to experience towards the end of their hike. And I've just had that my whole entire experience so far. Now I know next year will be different, but hopefully starting early enough in the year, high enough on the trail, people will catch up to me, but I should still be ahead of like the bubble for sure. Not that there's anything wrong with the bubble. I'm sure it's fun and you make friends. I'm sure lifelong friends. But man, just camping with other people, like last night I camped with a group of 3 ladies who were doing a section, and then a couple that were doing a southbound section. And what's crazy is that we all didn't plan on going to that spot, but that's the spot that we all wound up in. And I didn't have any water because of that whole entire bear thing. I didn't go down to the steep water source on that Paint Creek trail, but the one guy of the couple, there's only one man there. How crazy was that? There's only one man at the camp. It was now that I'm thinking about it, that's kind of funny. But that's rare. But he went ahead and got water because they were out of water when they got to camp. And he refilled like all of their containers. I think they had like 6 liters between the two of them. 6 or 7 or 8. I think they had 2-liter bottles too. Yeah, so they had quite a bit of water. And he gave me half of a liter of water. So I really appreciated that. And that carried me through till today when I walked down Allen Gap. And I walked down to go get water from that Paint Creek, which is the same stream that guy last night had to get water from, but it was just up the trail. But anyways, where you have to get water at this gap, it's actually private property. And like Gut Hook's comments say like the house that's there, and there's a house that's right there, it looks kind of run down, that they can, like, they've been known to brand a shotgun, you know. So I was like, well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Maybe these people won't be up or, you know, out and about messing with their guns. And so I snuck. There's a little trail to the creek, thank goodness. And so I walked down there really quietly, filled up all my water bottles, was putting my pack on and starting to walk out, and a little yapper dog did that. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't even turn back. I just kept walking. And I was like, as soon as I made it to the road, I knew they could not do anything to me for walking on their property. Like, shoot me. That's what I mean. So, and then as I was walking back up the road, that's when the trail magic lady, she pulled in and she had all of her chairs set out. She's like, take off your back and have a seat, young lady. And then that's how we got to here. So it's been an eventful morning. I have a long hike today for me. Long uphill. Especially, oh, there's a croc in the middle of the trail. Oh, I wonder if that was that lady's. Oh, I picked up a buff yesterday. I can't carry any more things. Oh, I bet that was that girl's. And it's a purple croc too. Oh, I'm gonna pick it up and put it by this tree. Yeah, that hasn't been out for long. There's still like some wetness on it. So I bet it was that lady's that I passed that I said to go to the trail magic. Poo. I think I'm about to die. I just think I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna fall over. I don't do well on these long ups. Like this one's nearly 7 miles. 6.5, a little over 6.5. And I don't do well. I don't go fast. I didn't get any sleep last night because I've freaking slept in a freaking squirrel's nest, like in a party zone all night long. So they were dropping, jumping, dropping, chirping. I'm just complaining right now. I'm freaking tired, and my feet hurt. I think it's these insoles. When I get to the next hostel, I'm gonna order me a pair of shoes. Anyway. Caught a root. the leaves make it really hard to see all the tree roots. Someone needs to get out here with a leaf blower. That's a joke. This is called White Rock Cliff. I'm not going all the way down because I'd have to climb back up. It's pretty seeing the trees changing. See all the reds? Made it to mile 300. There's no little marker or anything like that. Look, oh, here it is. I said there wasn't, but here we are. Let me do this. Get these poles out of the way. You see the 300? This is really hard on my back. Okay, let's try to take a picture. My camera's probably a little wet and gross looking. Sorry, that's why it's foggy. Foggy. I haven't been able to record any because my phone was like soaked up a lot of moisture because it's been raining all day morning, but the sun's finally coming out a little bit. I'm sitting at the shelter. I had to stop because my feet are completely blistered up on the back to where it was the only thing I could think about. And I've made 7 miles to here. It's 8.8 miles to the next shelter, or 11.2 to where the hostel is. So I'm thinking I might just sit myself, like let these blisters dry up a little bit, let my shoes dry up a little bit, and then do 11.2 tomorrow and go down to the hostel. I think that's what, I'm not tired, like it's just this freaking blister. I guess I'm going to have my Ultra sent to me, if I can, instead of just buying another pair of shoes. Well, I look funny. Look at that hat, how tall it is, because I have a ball hair style going on this today. Because, boy, she used to be nasty. That hair needs to be washed. But, it's the same day. Rain this morning. I made it to that one shelter that was like almost 7 miles away from where I stayed at last night. And I was shivering. I ate a hot meal because I hadn't ate anything today. I haven't even had like a lot of water. I ate a hot meal. I didn't refill my water. I'm just like, I gotta go. And sat there and I watched 2 other hikers. It looked like section hikers. Pass by. Like they couldn't really see me because how the shelter sat, but the shelter was on the trail. But I said, Emily, you can make it. Maybe not to another shelter, but there's a few water or campsites up here. Water sources, I mean. And usually by water sources there would be a campsite. Hold on. Oh, come on, Boofy. Man, it's cold. That rain made everything cold. I put on dry socks. Well, they're my dirty socks that I wear at the beginning of the week. But they're wet now. But it was nice to put dry socks on. Because I changed out of like my whole entire outfit. I put on like my long hiking pants. The ones that I will be starting to use, like leggings. And I did have my sleep shirt on. And then of course this fleece. And the longer I sat there, and I had like sleep socks on. And I was like, the longer I sat there, I'm like, Emily, you're just wasting this good hiking time. Because it's not raining and the sun kept popping out. It's not now, of course, but the sun kept popping out. And I was like, you have more miles in you, girl. Can you tell I'm getting stronger? Now, a month or two ago, I would have been perfectly happy with a 7-mile day. I can make it a little further. You always got a little bit more in you.